And okay, I will not be able to be checking every time here, like who has done, who has not done, and pick up the person who has exactly done. Okay, and when I start looking, then it takes time. Okay, now Agrima, Geet, Karnam, Malika, Prasid, and Vaibhavi has not yet submitted. And someone, okay. Nirvik, can you share an answer of question number 10, second part only? What is foreign employment is there, but we had already kept that earlier. If you did it again, if you see the question is repeated, I told you don't have to do it. Okay, directly if you see the question is repeated. Is that clear? You can just tell, refer to question number this of which we have already done. Is that clear? So question number 10, second part. Mention the opportunities and challenges of foreign employment in 2 points. Okay, Nirvik, can you share your answer?
Sir, I don't have my copy now.
No, I told you, no, like everyone is, you're supposed to have a copy and book with you. Please bring it quickly. Always, please, before you sit down, make sure those things are there because we want to have a very quick review in 5 minutes, and some of you just waste the time of by collecting the copies and books and getting things ready itself. Okay, Karna, mention the opportunities and challenges of foreign employment into 2 points. The reason I pick up people randomly is just to give them feedback, and so they have also so that they also write the answer very nicely. Okay, so it can be anyone, and and before I give feedback, I want someone to at least share that, so that everyone does it with seriousness, so that you know you will be asked to share in the class, and it can be anyone, random sampling. Where is Karna? Karna, Karna, are you there? Karna, okay. So now, meanwhile, no, the thing is, my like I have a Viber here where I have most of your parents' number stored just before few days. Okay, I will have to just send a message quickly to the parents if this thing happen, because I cannot do anything from here. Rather than that, there's nothing else. Okay, immediately, as far as possible, immediately. That's what I can only do now. Calling will just waste our whole class time. But we will call if the tendency is always continuing. I don't know whether his speakers are off. Okay,
Sir, I brought my copy.
okay, please share it quickly then.
Sir, your question was what is foreign employment? Mention the opportunity there.
It's the second part of the question only. First part we did yesterday already.
Sir, mention the opportunities.
Yeah.
Sir, the opportunities are standard of living, remittance, challenges, brain drain, shortage of manpower is the country.
Once again,
Yes, sir.
can you repeat once again?
The standard of living and remittance, challenges, brain drain, shortage of manpower is the country.
Okay. So it's all about the remittance. So you have to give at least 2 points. Okay, 2 points for opportunities, 2 points for challenges. So if it's not enough, all of you please add two points. So that's the feedback itself. Okay. If you don't have two points, then please at least keep two points. Is it clear? 2 points for opportunities and 2 points for challenges. Although in the book you can see there are so many points. Like in case of opportunities, there are 5 points. In case of challenges, there are 4 points. Okay, now next question. Ogros, please keep your camera on.
Okay, sir.
Okay, now next question, question number 8. The condition, all of you please be ready, okay? Anyone can be picked up. Don't ask me which question is that again. All of you go to question number 8. The condition of Nepalese workers in foreign employment is poor. What are the reasons behind it? Write any 5 reasons. So you can give out a try this time also, or by the end of this lesson also, you'll get some more additional points. Is that clear? So for now, I want Jagriti to try that answer. Jagriti, uh, can you try that answer? Question number 8. Is it that I'm often picking Jagriti because I feel that she answers most of the answers? I was just thinking. Sometimes we don't know. Like, is it the same person being picked up every time because the answer comes well and the teacher expects sometimes to run the course, then picks up someone who can immediately answer also. Can you give out a try, Jagriti? Because you have very good critical
Sir,
thinking
which
skills
question
as well.
again?
See, question number 8.
It's the condition of Nepali workers is poor. What are the reasons behind it? Any 5 reasons for the poor condition of Nepalese workers are: they have to be separated from family and friends for a long time. It costs a lot of money to live abroad. One takes time and energy to get used to new environments. Meeting new people in a new workplace is hard. It's hard to return back immediately should something happen in the family.
Okay. So yeah, you can itself from page number 44, human cost also, you can make a answer out of that as well. Anyone has any different answers or any different ideas to answer that? A totally different concept that you think it might help your friends based on how much we have finished so far. If it gets repeated in the lesson, then I will be coming to that again. Is that clear? Some of them will be repeated. So at least I wanted to give you equal of number of assignment every day, okay? Trying to make it equal so that it's not too much afterwards also. Trying best to make it equal every day. Okay, now Omrat, please keep your camera on. Sudin, please keep your camera down. Karna, camera on. Prasiddha, camera on. So now go to page number 44. Basic information essential for foreign employment. Use your book and I'll be showing on my screen also, okay? So that you don't get confused to find the answer later on. Go to page number 44. Basic information essential for foreign employment. So in case of like, what are the basic information that you need before going for foreign employment? So what type of information you think, no, what type of information do you think is essential when you go for foreign employment before you go? What do you think? What information do you need to know, you think, before going for any foreign employment?
What kind of law and regulation they follow?
What kind of law and regulation do they follow in that country, right? Yes, this brainstorming is needed because to make sure you have good critical thinking skills. Okay, not every time in life you'll face problem which you studied in the school. Is that clear? You'll be coming across many new problem according to the time. So that's why little brainstorming and little critical thinking exercise like has to be always there. Brainstorming, okay, just mainly brainstorming right now, so that you know, like let's say there are certain laws in certain countries, and you have to know if you are going to be used to that or not. Others, what do you think other information that you need before going for foreign employment? Whichever country you go, US, you are going to go for foreign employment, or Israel, or whichever country is asking for that. Okay, what type of labor? So, what do you think you need to know before going? Is it that you just go to that human resource, or I mean, to that recruitment company and just apply, and then they take you to India and they leave you and run away? You know, those things are happening. Yes or no? Sometimes there are people who are taking sometimes like there are people who are like human, like there are some manpower who are taking and then they disappear them. Either I don't know where they lose them or they kill them or what is that exactly, right? Some cases also they might be there. Sometimes they take to India and then just live there, saying that is the way to transit. Okay, so there are different ways. So what do you think you need to know before going for foreign employment so that you are not into this problem?
Working environment.
Okay, you need to know the work environment. How is that work environment there so that you don't have problem?
What kind of food they give.
Okay, what kind of facilities that they give? Do they give accommodation? Do they give the transportation? Okay, all these things you have to also know before going. Yes,
Language.
language. Some of the colleges, the people went to Iraq a long time back. You remember that to some extent. Maybe because of language barrier, also they couldn't communicate well, and that not just and because of language barrier or not also. If it's language barrier, it's very difficult to communicate and work in that country. That's why if you go to US, they're always checking that language, English speaking countries, through IELTS, TOEFL, because to make sure there's no language barrier, you can communicate easily, okay, fluently with the native people. More or less, they might try to check it from the perspective of even native speaker when they're checking at IELTS or even whatever we have, TOEFL or PTE, whatever is there. Okay, if you're going to Japan, you need to know that Japanese language. If you're going to Malaysia, you need to know their language. Norway, they have their also own language. They prefer it. Okay, maybe they might be taking for English as well. So there are various things that you need to consider before going for foreign employment. What more can you think? Without looking at the book and line by line, you can just tell quickly. What more do you think that you need to know before going for foreign employment?
So laws in their country.
Yes, laws in their country. Okay, what are the laws? That's what we told. Okay, now let's continue. So that was a brainstorming. Let's just finish this quickly now. Let's just so it's the same thing that we just discussed right now. Okay, so basic information, basic knowledge and information that you need to know before going for foreign employment. So you can see on the screen. So you need to know about the geographical structure and climate of that place. So in case of geographical climate, you need to know if you're going to cold countries, then you have to know that is cold. Then you have to, is your body going to survive according to that climate or not? If you're going to Gulf countries, it's very hot and humid. You need to know that is hot, right? And are you able to adapt or not with that time? So like, can you adjust or not? So those geographical things has to be considered, climate, right? And same way, another way of living, fooding and accommodation. Can you accommodate according to their living, their fooding, what they eat? Can you acclimatize according to that environment, right? Can you adapt? So these things has to be also considered. So before you go, you have to research about that place and only apply. Even if you're going to study for to US, not only just the geography or anything, you might have even, if you're going for student visa, you have to study totally, you have to research about the university as well, so that you know which place you are going, so that will give you high opportunity of visa at times if they ask you. Same way, religion, culture and faith rituals. You have to know what is that society, what type of religion do they have. If you're going to Muslim countries, what are their what do they expect? Because you have to like you have to act like Romans in Rome. Yes or no? Like you cannot go to Rome and then start saying you have to implement my Nepali style there. Yes or no? You have to go to that place, then you have to go according to what is the consensus there. Mainly, what is that culture and what is that, you have to go according to that culture. You have to. That's one of the way. Okay, if the UK people come here, But sometimes US is going to different countries implementing their own standard, trying to implement to some extent. It looks like that, okay? Because they are superpower, so that's a different case. Okay, that's sometimes it works for them, okay? Because they go in mass and then of course they can implement, right? If one or two go to, they cannot. When they go in mass itself with arms and ammunition, of course. Afghanistan, you can just see what is the thing going on, right? Okay. So now next thing is way of greetings and welcome. What is the way? What is the culture? Everything you have to be aware. Way of introduction, all this culture of that place, so that you can really adapt according to that place, right? And other political system rules and regulation that they have in the country. You have to know those things, like how it can cause a problem in case of like political case as well. A long time back, like itself, like one of the teacher in Dubai, he was a Nepali, like just by because of saying something that was there against, okay, it made it sensitive that he was almost, I think, put into death penalty. Okay, that something was there, okay, almost. So that was itself a product of Saint Xavier. So I knew because it was being circulated in that circle. Okay, but he was left. He was teaching itself in international school there. It's very tough. It's not easy to work. Okay, maybe he was having good money, but international school, but it is Dubai. A little to some extent, that's a Muslim country, right? And it becomes very sensitive for the teachers to teach in those places as well. So he was teaching itself a college plus grade 4 or something level, I don't know. And conflict happened because of young grade, okay, not with the seniors, maybe because that's what something it was there. Okay, so you have to know, okay, in whatever condition you're going. So you have to know their culture. You have to know, okay, like you cannot speak against that, right? If it goes against them, it becomes very difficult. So that's one of the thing. And then working environment, you have to know how is the work situation, how difficult is it to work, like what is the working environment of that place. So you have to know that working environment as well. And similarly, like what are the obstacles and challenges to do that work? Like, are you working in a factory? If you're going for a factory work, what are the difficulties? Sometimes it can cause so much problem, and are you used to that or not? You have to see if you're going to make those buildings in Dubai and you have to work outside in the sun. It's very difficult. Okay. Right now, I have a cousin who is in Dubai itself working, but like but I'm just trying to say example only. Okay, many people are working. So along with her, okay, she with her mother had also come. She's continuously inside the building saying it's too hot over here. Okay, outside is very hot right now also. She went from government job itself there in the embassy itself. Okay, but with her she could just take her family members. So you can just see the climate is also very hot. So, and outside itself from news you can see sometimes the law has been kept not to make them work outside in those Gulf countries during the daytime. It's very hot. Okay, they are going to die itself because of that temperature at times, because it's very hot, and then that temperature is going to make them sick slowly. For others, staying inside the building in AC, that's going to really help them. Dubai is rich because of all its resources like oil. You know that. Yes, sir. Because of selling that itself, they are very rich. Because of that, they have been making so many structures already. So you have to know all these things before going for any type of foreign employment. Especially those countries, like I told you, some countries it's very difficult to adapt because they don't have so much freedom like US also. Even if you go to Japan, they will of course keep you in the jail if you don't follow that law of the country. In Australia also, people there, some will go into jail if you don't follow the law. Some places it's most of the laws are similar in some cases. If you start doing fraud work, of course you will be in jail. You go to Australia and you kind of earning quickly and you start doing some mischief. Old people, this is the recent news. Okay, you want to get rich quickly, you went in student visa, and then then of course because you went there and your expectations were not met and you start doing the illegal work.
Sir,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
Sometimes the people also don't know the rule of foreign country. So this happened to one of my relatives who lives in Australia. No, he lives in America. So what happened was that his father came and he was just taking his grandson outside for a walk, and because he didn't know English and he didn't also know the law of USA. He did some wrong things and then the police came, but then after some interrogations they left him.
Okay. Yeah, of course it will be checked immediately because sometimes they might be suspicious when they see a foreign people, right? Because also they can be checking out also. So these are the things that you need to know before going for foreign employment. Similarly, other facilities also. Like you need to know how much are they paying. Everything you have to be very clear before joining any organization, whether it be Nepal also. But at times it's very difficult. If you ask too many things, then they don't hire you. Yes or no? Sometimes they try to hide the things. If not, you have to know like how much are they giving the salary, what are the facilities that they have already agreed upon that they'll be giving, right? What accommodation will they give or what fooding will they give? Everything has to be confirmed, and then you get the most of the like legal things, and then only you can start. You have to know about the standard of living there, how much will it take. Maybe sometimes you don't know their fooding might be very expensive in that country. You look only the salary, you convert it into Nepali, it looks so much like it looks 3-4 lakhs. Wow. And that don't know when you go 1 lakh is going to be spent itself in your living. Yes or no? If you just convert and then you don't know, living is also expensive at the same time. You go to Sweden, with time right now, maybe minimum 1 lakh might be their living expenses. Before a few years, it was 70,000. If you live at a minimum, low cost life also, right? And if you have to go at a normal, it of course goes very high. So you have to see everything and what would be the saving. To some extent, you have to calculate and think and go, okay, to some extent as well. So you have to know all these things as a part of like compensation. You can see there. Okay, so how much are they going to compensate for that? Okay, what are the labor law that what are the conditions they give in work as well? So all these things has to be also considered. Same way, like yes, your processing charge, how much does the agency take you to process that? How much are they going to charge for going? Most of them charge very high, right? In case of working visa, sometimes they say in the name of Canada PR and then they don't take you, they just take the money and run away. So many news. Yes or no? So many frauds are there. One of the teacher itself, when I worked a long time back in one of the school as ECU coordinator, he was also young. He was into manpower afterwards. Okay, sometimes I just got few complaints about him. I heard from some places. More or less, he has been also doing the fraud work to earn that. Although he went to recruitment manpower itself. Right now, I heard like he says he's in Europe, or sometimes he says he's in Russia, but somebody says he has been tracked to be in India. So you don't know how the people are there. You don't know at what time what they do, right? Yes or no? You have to be very suspicious about this thing before going. You use itself working there. Not only there are many such type of. He might have done, he might not have done, but there are more people who have been always. There are so many news coming around. Some news are not totally out because they are not totally like it's not verified. And are you allowed to work in that country or not? Afghanistan, are you legally allowed to work in that country? Does the Nepal government allow? You have to see that. You just go to the manpower, they say in Nepal you don't have a job, or even if you get 10,000, 15,000, and they say you 80,000, and even it's told illegal by the Nepal government, then you go. And that's your problem. You have to know, is it authorized or not? Has the government told legal to work in that country or not? Ministry of Labor, okay? So all these things has to be seen, and only you need to go. Is that clear? Okay, so these are the various ways, like, of course, those Gulf countries also I told you, even itself from UK, the people are going to Dubai. They give good salary, but you have to know all the condition and work. It's not that you have to go to UK itself to work. because for some of them, some other countries might call because for the good English, they might think it's international. They would be good in teaching. Yes or no? They might be calling because, but for that country, it's like they won't give respect because you are itself English and everyone speaks English there. Yes or no? But for another country might give a scope, and then sometimes people move around. They come to Nepal also to teach because they're getting higher payment here, but in their own country the demand is not much because either the people are so much or there are many people having those skills. So these are the things to be considered before leaving also, before leaving for those type of jobs. Now, can you go to page number 45, foreign employment related information source? So where do you get this information now? We already told about one of the things is Ministry of Labor and Employment. Go to page number 46. All of you go to page number 46. You can see your book as well. So these are the various places where you can get the information about foreign employment. Itself in that like you can see that the way it is written there. One is Ministry of Labor and Employment. Another is itself, I told you, foreign employment agencies, like you have the recruitment companies like Manpower, all these things, right? They were helping in recruiting according to the places in the different countries. Employers abroad also you can ask, who are getting employed abroad, how is the condition to work in that country? How is it? You have to know, okay, rather than just going. How sometimes they might tell right thing, sometimes they might not tell right thing. Some might don't want you to come because like they don't want you to have a good living. Sometimes they might tell the truth because it's very difficult, or sometimes they themselves might be having hard time because it's not everyone's cup of tea to work in that for every work. Yes or no? So you have to try to find out and analyze yourself. Then various training agencies, you can find information, counseling agencies, foreign employment information centers, and helping institutions. So these are the various places where you can get information relating to foreign employment. So first one is Ministry of Labor and Employment. So you can get information relating to this information, like whether it is legal, illegal to work, everything will be kept there in as information in the Ministry of Labor and Employment, like how much is the employees demanded for that country. All these things, if it is legal, those things will be also kept itself in Ministry of Labor and Foreign Employment. What is the qualification required to do that work? And what are the documents that's required, like passport, no objection certificate, and background of that country. Everything will be itself kept in Ministry of Labor and Department itself, Ministry of Labor and Employment Department. So labor law, everything that will be also looked upon after by them. What are the labor laws? Okay, but labor law, of course, you have to follow according to that country's labor law. Okay, it's not it will follow according to Nepal. You are going to Malaysia, then they'll have their own labor law. Yes or no? More or less, International Labour Organization will be, if they are under UN member, more or less, they might have similar. More or less, what is allowed, what is not allowed. And second one is foreign employment agencies. So like I told, Manpower. So those Manpower agencies also will be having information relating to which countries. Not all of them are doing illegal, okay? Some are sending legally. Some are like, sometimes they themselves are not able to send because they're itself cheated, because they're itself like mediator, and then other mediator cheats them, and they are also in a problem at times. They give the money to another place, and then they are itself in a problem. But foreign employment agencies are also there to provide information relating to this employment, which country, what vacancy they have. They keep on posting. Sometimes even during lockdown, the people were posting, whereas it was not open. Okay, maybe it was a fraud. Like during that time, it was not even allowed during that lockdown. Now all of them were closed, borders were closed, and still they were making some people, I think, is it illegal way, right? So they can get information. They can get information from foreign employment agencies as well. And next one, you can get from employers abroad. Who are the employers abroad? You can ask them to some extent, like you can see their website, which place you are applying, check their website, check the information that they have written regarding the employment. You can see the different information booklet that they have, okay, different information they have kept. So these are itself different informations like that you can get from their information, like from their booklet to different things as well. Next one, page number 47, training agencies. From different training agencies also you can get information about they will be providing training, plus they will be giving information relating to the work that training has a scope also in. Like they will be giving information, okay, they will be doing the to some extent, maybe some will be doing the processing. They'll give an idea about how to do the documentation to apply, right, and talk all about the legal aspects of that work. So that's another place where you can get the information. And similarly, Foreign Employment Information Center, counseling agencies, also you can get information. And Foreign Employment Information Center as well, they are in different districts of Nepal. They will be also giving information relating to foreign employment. And similarly, helping institutions. So in case of helping institutions, like those are the ones itself helping relating to this foreign employment. Like itself, we have International Labour Organization, International Organization for Migration, IOM, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, UN Women. They itself will be also providing information relating to foreign employment. And other ways are like you can see from the screen, you can get information from the notice board of different foreign employment. You can get from the information booklet. Similarly, agencies working under the Ministry of Labor, also you can get information from them, like counseling agencies and those foreign employment agencies, human resources companies that we discussed, leaflet and brochures of training institutions and center, the same thing of the training agencies. Website also we told, right? The similar thing, the way of writing is only different. Okay, it's the same thing. You can get it from their websites, you can get it from newspapers and magazines written about that, radio, FM and television. From that also they will be broadcasting to some extent information like the vacancy that is coming, right? How much they need, what is the vacancy, what is the salary, to what is the requirement. And from public contact also you can be getting information relating to like foreign employment. So these are the various mediums. Okay, anything? So we are just summarizing it, and we're not going so much in detail because of looking at the course and then the speed. I'm just trying to speed, but if you have anything anywhere, you can just immediately ask. Okay, do you have anything over here? Sometimes you can again ask in the next class. Okay, after you do the comprehension, by doing the question answer, then you find something is a problem, you can ask exactly where you had a problem. Okay, I'll give you the question answers relating to the topic that we did in the Google Classroom. We're 1 minute late already, and we want to try to finish on time. Okay, not 4 or 5 minutes late for another teacher, plus I'll be also having a problem for my next class. Okay, if you have any question, you can ask immediately. If not, I'll be keeping the assignment. And whatever you don't understand, immediately in next class also you can ask. At 3 o'clock also you can always come and ask again. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So 3 o'clock is only for
Yes,
those who
sir.
need to come and ask. Okay, it's not for everyone to come. If you have no problem, you don't need the teacher. Why come at all? You don't have to come. Is that clear? But if you think we are going to have a problem, you please try to come at that same time. Okay, so thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
sir. Bye-bye, sir.
Bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye bye,
Bye
sir.
bye, sir.